Today, I want to focus on a fundamental concept that acts as the cornerstone for expanding any property management business. At the heart of growth in this industry lies a clear understanding of the shape that property management takes, essentially, the framework or structure that supports and drives growth. This shape represents the core elements and strategies that need to be aligned to achieve sustainable success. By analyzing and optimizing this shape, property management companies can unlock new opportunities, improve efficiency, and ultimately scale their operations effectively. So, as we explore this further, keep in mind that understanding and refining this shape is key to propelling growth in property management. Today's property management industry is facing significant challenges and changes. First, tenants now expect services around the clock, wanting quick responses, regular updates, and high levels of service. This 24/7 expectation puts pressure on management teams to be more responsive than ever before. At the same time, the operational complexity has tripled. Managing leasing, maintenance, and compliance simultaneously is far more complicated than in the past. This complexity makes it harder to keep everything running smoothly without the right systems in place. Despite these challenges, there is little room for inefficiency. Margins are tight, so any wasted time or resources can seriously impact profitability. Growth in property management today depends heavily on having control over processes, being highly responsive to tenant and operational needs, and the ability to scale those efforts effectively. In essence, success relies on balancing speed, efficiency, and adaptability in a rapidly evolving market. Now, let's talk about the main growth barriers in property management. One major challenge is manual workflows. These often slow down processes, making operations less efficient. Another significant barrier is rising tenant expectations. Tenants today demand faster, more responsive service, which puts additional pressure on management teams. Maintenance bottlenecks also create problems, causing delays that can impact tenant satisfaction and property value. Additionally, fragmented data makes it difficult to get a clear, comprehensive view of operations, hindering informed decision-making. Addressing these issues is critical for driving growth in property management. Tenant retention is absolutely crucial because keeping great tenants is one of the quickest and most effective ways to safeguard your revenue. When tenants stay longer, you reduce the costs associated with turnover, like marketing the unit, cleaning, and repairs, which can add up quickly. This also supports steady, long-term growth for every property you manage. So, why does this matter so much? Retention transforms occupancy into predictable income. Instead of worrying about vacancies popping up unexpectedly, you get a more reliable cash flow. Lower tenant churn means fewer disruptions, which leads to smoother operations overall. Ultimately, focusing on tenant retention brings more stability, not just for individual properties, but for your entire property management business. It helps build a foundation that allows for sustainable growth and greater financial security. To improve operational efficiency, the first step is to centralize intake by bringing leasing, requests, and updates into a single, streamlined workflow. This helps reduce confusion and ensures everyone is on the same page. Next, automating tasks is crucial. By using triggers, reminders, and routing, we can minimize manual follow-up, freeing up time and reducing errors. Speeding up response times is also key. Addressing tenant needs quickly with clear ownership and specific timelines builds trust and satisfaction. Finally, measuring performance provides valuable insights. By tracking output and identifying bottlenecks, we can continuously refine processes and support sustainable property management growth. Together, these steps create a clear path forward to operate more efficiently. Technology acts as a powerful enabler in property management by transforming daily operations into faster, smarter, and more scalable processes. One of the biggest advantages is real-time visibility, which allows us to track leasing, maintenance, and occupancy all in one place, eliminating guesswork and improving oversight. Smarter workflows come next, where automation handles routine tasks, freeing up our teams to focus on what really matters, the residents. This leads to confident growth, as businesses can expand their portfolios without adding unnecessary complexity. Instead of relying on manual methods, digital tools provide speed and consistency, making it easier to measure performance and make better decisions. Overall, These technological advancements are key to driving property management growth effectively and efficiently. Here, we're focusing on automation and how it's transforming property management by reducing manual work. On the left, we see the common manual processes that are often time-consuming and prone to errors. These include sending rent reminders, handling maintenance triage, managing lease renewals, and generating owner reports. Now, look at the right side. These manual tasks are being replaced by automated alternatives that really streamline the workflow. Scheduled payment alerts take over rent reminders, ensuring tenants are notified on time without any manual effort. Maintenance issues are routed smartly through automated work order systems, which speeds up response times and improves tenant satisfaction. Lease renewals are handled through auto-renewal workflows, reducing administrative overhead and preventing missed deadlines. Lastly, real-time dashboards provide instant updates and comprehensive reporting, replacing traditional static owner reports with dynamic, easy-to-access insights. All these automation steps significantly reduce manual labor, increase efficiency, and support the growth of property management operations. This shift not only saves time but also enhances accuracy and helps scale the business more effectively. Building stronger tenant relationships is essential for property management growth. Trust is the foundation of these relationships, and it develops when every interaction a tenant has feels responsive, personal, and consistent. This means promptly addressing their concerns, remembering their preferences, and ensuring that every communication reflects care and reliability. Ultimately, retention begins with the resident experience. Happy tenants are more likely to renew their leases and recommend the property to others. Focusing on these elements not only creates a positive living environment but also drives sustainable growth for the property management business. On this slide, we're focusing on the power of data-driven decision-making in property management growth. First, tracking occupancy trends in real time allows us to understand how our properties are performing at any given moment, which is critical for optimizing revenue and minimizing vacancies. Next, measuring maintenance response and resolution speed helps ensure tenant satisfaction by addressing issues promptly and efficiently, which can significantly impact lease renewals. Finally, forecasting revenue with portfolio-level visibility gives us a comprehensive overview of financial performance across all properties, enabling more accurate budgeting and strategic planning. By leveraging these insights, we can make clearer, more informed decisions that drive sustained growth in property management. When scaling operations, it's essential to keep things simple to avoid unnecessary complexity. Growth is most effective when each new unit follows the same straightforward system. To achieve this, there are 3 key steps. First, standardize, create uniform processes that everyone can follow consistently. Second, automate, use technology to handle repetitive tasks and reduce manual work. And third, centralize, manage key functions from a single point to maintain control and oversight. By focusing on these steps, especially standardization, automation, and centralization, property management growth becomes more manageable and sustainable. Investing in your team is crucial for sustainable growth. Great systems alone aren't enough, they scale effectively only when skilled people know how to use them well. Growth truly comes from developing capability within your team. That means training, empowering, and retaining the people your tenants trust the most. First, focus on hiring. Bring in service-minded operators who are committed to delivering exceptional tenant experiences. Next, prioritize training. Standardizing quality across every property ensures consistency and reliability in your service. Finally, retention is key. Keeping experienced team members inside the business helps maintain that high standard and fosters long-term growth in property management. These 3 steps, hiring, training, and retention, form the foundation for building a strong, capable team that drives success. Marketing is about more than just attracting clicks, it's about guiding the right tenant to choose your property quickly and confidently. To do this effectively, we need sharper positioning. That means having clear pricing, highlighting standout amenities, and telling a compelling listing story that resonates with potential renters. Next, digital reach is crucial, but it's not just about being seen, it's about converting interest into action. This requires strong photography that showcases the property at its best, listings that are fully optimized, and consistent messaging across all channels to build trust and recognition. Lastly, fast follow-up can't be underestimated. Every inquiry answered promptly has the power to turn interest into actual tours and leases. Visibility creates awareness, but speed in response drives occupancy. When you present your properties with a premium touch, you attract better quality leads and ultimately grow your property management success. Now, let's delve into the critical aspects of maintaining compliance and upholding standards in property management. First, safety regulations play a vital role. Ensuring that properties meet established safety codes helps protect both residents and the organization from risks. Regular inspections and adherence to codes are necessary for effective risk control. Next, fair housing laws are essential to guarantee consistency and equity in how we manage properties. These policies ensure that everyone is treated fairly and without discrimination. Lease documentation is another cornerstone. Having accurate, clear records and enforceable terms helps prevent disputes and provides legal protection. Maintenance standards ensure reliable service levels across every property, which is crucial for tenant satisfaction and property value. Lastly, as property management grows, keeping these elements aligned is key to sustainable success and operational efficiency. Each of these points works together to build a strong foundation for compliant, fair, and well-maintained property management. Here, we're focusing on financial management and forecasting, which are crucial for making informed decisions about growth. Having clear visibility into revenue, expenses, and profit margin allows us to plan smarter and more confidently. Our projected annual revenue is $4.8 million, based on stable occupancy rates and effective management of delinquent accounts. On the expense side, we track operating costs in real time against the budget, currently totaling $3.4 million. This close monitoring helps ensure we stay on target financially. As a result, we maintain a healthy profit margin of 29%. This strong margin is a direct outcome of disciplined forecasting and strict cost control, which together support sustainable growth. Finally, this solid financial foundation contributes to property management growth, which is at 14%. Overall, these figures highlight how detailed financial oversight drives our ability to grow effectively while maintaining profitability. Let's talk about community engagement and retention. One of the most effective ways to keep tenants happy and encourage them to stay longer is by creating a sense of community within the building. This is achieved through resident events, shared amenity programming, and consistent outreach efforts. When people feel connected to their neighbors and the environment around them, the building becomes more than just a place to live, it becomes a community. This strong community bond plays a crucial role in tenant retention. On the other side, this engagement directly supports property management growth. A thriving community means less turnover, less vacancy, and ultimately more stability and growth for property managers. So, fostering community engagement is a win-win for both residents and property managers. Sustainable property management plays a crucial role in today's real estate landscape. By focusing on sustainability, we not only lower operating costs but also protect the long-term value of the asset. This approach gives tenants a stronger incentive to stay, creating a win-win scenario for everyone involved. First, efficient buildings help reduce energy consumption, water use, and maintenance waste, which directly translates into cost savings and environmental benefits. Second, smarter upgrades are essential. They enhance building performance without adding unnecessary operational complexity, making the property easier to manage. Third, consistently visible green practices help build trust and strengthen the brand with both owners and residents, showcasing a genuine commitment to sustainability. Overall, sustainability is no longer just a side initiative. It's become a practical growth strategy that benefits property management by driving both financial and reputational gains. Here, we can see a clear comparison of key performance metrics before and after implementing our operational reset. Initially, occupancy was at 82%, average response time was quite high at 48 hours, and lease renewals stood at 54%. After 12 months of focused improvements, occupancy increased significantly to 95%, which is a 13-point jump. More impressively, the average response time dropped drastically from 48 hours to just 6 hours, reducing wait times by 88%. Lease renewals also improved by 17 points, reaching 71%. These results highlight the impact of introducing clear systems, faster service, and stronger tenant retention strategies. This case study perfectly illustrates how a structured approach can drive property management growth and transform a stagnant situation into a thriving one. When we talk about managing properties effectively, there are several key performance indicators that really help us understand how well things are running. First, the occupancy rate is crucial. It tells us how consistently the units are filled, which directly impacts revenue. Next, the lease renewal rate gives us insight into tenant satisfaction and how strong our retention efforts are. If tenants are renewing leases, it's a good sign they're happy with the property. Then, the delinquency rate is something we monitor closely because it signals potential risks in rent collection. Spotting problems early lets us take action before they escalate. Maintenance response time is another important metric. It measures how quickly we address issues, reflecting both our service speed and operational discipline. Fast, reliable maintenance keeps tenants satisfied and prevents small problems from becoming big ones. Finally, net operating income connects all these factors. It shows how efficient operations, effective pricing, and the overall portfolio profitability come together. Together, these KPIs allow us to measure what truly drives retention, boosts revenue, and supports growth in property management. Keeping an eye on these indicators is essential for scaling and improving our business. Customer service excellence plays a crucial role in building lasting relationships with clients. When service is responsive and genuinely human, it transforms everyday interactions into long-term loyalty. This means that every call you handle, every request you respond to, and every follow-up you make directly impacts customer retention. It also influences how likely clients are to refer your services to others and shapes your overall reputation in the market. Ultimately, strong customer service doesn't just support your current business, it drives the growth of your property management company by creating satisfied, loyal clients who advocate for your brand. Starting with Q1, our focus is on setting a strong operating foundation. This means auditing our current operations and staffing levels to understand where we stand. We also establish clear portfolio growth targets and prioritize the most critical pain points for both owners and tenants to ensure our efforts are aligned with their needs. Moving into Q2, the goal is to streamline execution. Here, we launch workflow automation to increase efficiency, standardize reporting and key performance indicators so everyone is on the same page, and train our teams on these new systems to make sure the changes stick and deliver results. In Q3, we shift towards accelerating growth initiatives. This includes expanding our leasing and marketing reach to attract more tenants, strengthening retention programs to keep existing tenants satisfied, and reviewing pricing and the mix of services we offer to optimize revenue and value. Finally, Q4 is all about measuring, refining, and scaling. We benchmark our results against the original plan to see where we succeeded and where there are gaps. Then, we refine our budgets and forecasts accordingly and build a detailed growth roadmap for the next year to keep the momentum going. This 4-quarter framework provides a clear, actionable path for property management growth, ensuring continuous improvement and sustainable success throughout the year. One major challenge many property management teams face is manual workflows. These slow down every part of the operation, from leasing to maintenance and reporting. The key to overcoming this obstacle is automation. By automating these processes, you free up valuable capacity and allow your team to focus on higher value tasks. Another common issue is high tenant churn, which can really limit your ability to grow stable revenue. To tackle this, it's important to enhance service speed, improve communication with tenants, and implement retention programs that help keep tenants satisfied and committed longer. Finally, fragmented systems pose a significant problem by creating blind spots and causing duplication of efforts. The solution here is to centralize your data and workflows into one connected operating platform. This creates transparency, eliminates redundancies, and streamlines your entire property management process, setting a strong foundation for sustainable growth. Building a culture of excellence is essential for sustainable growth. This happens when every team member is fully aligned around 3 core values: ownership, service, and continuous improvement. First, shared standards are critical. When we set clear expectations, we create consistency in every property and with every resident interaction, which builds trust and reliability. Second, empowered teams make a big difference. When employees feel trusted, they're able to solve problems more quickly and deliver a better tenant experience. Finally, accountable growth ties it all together. A culture of ownership transforms daily discipline into long-term success, driving performance that lasts. Excellence truly starts with the team, and when these elements come together, property management growth becomes both achievable and sustainable. Now, let's focus on the next steps to drive growth in property management. First, it's crucial to audit your current operations. Look closely for any manual bottlenecks, service gaps, or processes that might be holding back your portfolio's growth. Understanding these limitations gives you a clear picture of where to improve. Next, move towards implementing high-impact automation. Prioritize areas like leasing, maintenance coordination, and reporting. Automating these tasks not only reduces your workload but also speeds up operations, allowing your team to focus on more strategic tasks. Finally, strengthen the tenant experience. Clearer communication and faster response times can significantly boost tenant retention. Keeping your tenants satisfied leads to more stable, long-term revenue and ultimately supports sustainable growth. By prioritizing what scales, automating what slows you down, and leading with retention, you can turn insights into effective execution and make meaningful progress. When we look at the future of property management, it's clear that growth will come to those operators who successfully blend smart building technology with real-time data and prioritize a seamless experience for residents. This means properties will become more connected, enabling systems to communicate and work together effortlessly. They'll also become more predictive, using data to anticipate issues before they arise and make proactive decisions that improve operations. Above all, the focus will be resident-first, ensuring that the people living in these properties enjoy comfort, convenience, and a high level of service. Key elements driving this growth include automated operations, integrated building technologies, and proactive decision-making, all working in harmony to transform how properties are managed and experienced. To wrap up, let's focus on the key takeaways for growing your property management business. First, always concentrate on what truly drives growth. This means prioritizing high-impact activities that move your business forward. Next, retaining tenants longer is essential. Keeping good tenants reduces turnover costs and boosts stability. Automate the tasks that slow you down to save time and increase efficiency, allowing you to focus on strategic initiatives. Using data to guide your decisions will help you make informed choices and spot opportunities for improvement. Finally, scaling successfully requires investing in both your people and your processes. By combining these elements, you set a strong foundation for sustained growth in property management.